Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all. Um, as you guys know, Grand Blue Season 2 is coming up very, very soon. And they were kind enough to drop us a little tidbit of what we potentially are going to be in store for. We have a developer match here, Sandalphon against Lucilius. And we're going to take a look at it, go over some of the things we notice, and then go from there. So let's see what they have in store for us, shall we? I do believe that my audio mixer is a little off. Give me one sec, y'all. I don't know why that. Oh, okay. I see. All right, we're good. We're good. Oh yeah. I mean, already like 2 seconds in, we already noticed how little Lucilius actually gained for this. This is so much less than he currently does. That looks like less than half of what he gets now. So I assume that they adjusted the value that he gains based on whether it actually hits the enemy, whether it's blocked, or whether it's whiffed, which is exactly the change I wanted. The biggest problem with Lucilius up until this point has been they didn't really have to care about whether anything they did was blocked or whiffed or whatever, because he gained levels anyway. So it was like pretty much impossible to stop him from getting to level 5. Even if you weren't getting hit, right? Like he would still chip you a lot and gain levels even on whiffs. So like, yeah, it was pretty silly. But this looks like they severely reduced the amount he gains. Like that is a very small amount for phosphorus on block. And keep in mind, early on when he doesn't have the levels, the longer it takes him to gain levels, the longer downtime he has, right? Because the blade levels directly affect his cooldowns. And so it kind of has a domino effect of, since he's not getting to level 1 and 2 and 3 really, really fast. That means that those cooldowns are going to be even longer in the early game. It's going to be harder for him to hit his win condition unless he's actually hitting his opponent. And if he's hitting his opponent to get to level 5, like, then the dynamic of, oh my God, I'm at 80% and then I just died to, I died to a far M. That's not going to happen nearly as often, because most of the time, if he gets to level 5, that means he was hitting you the entire match anyway. Yeah, that's a big deal. It took him 3 moves there, and only one of them, I think, was actually unhit. That was blocked. That was a clash with a projectile, so I don't know if that is counted as a hit in this situation. And then he hits Tessera, so all of that, he's still only at level 2. Iblis seems still, it might be per move. It looks like Phosphorus maybe was directly affected, but Iblis still goes up at the beginning here before it even comes out and is registered. So yeah, that one might be close to the same. Still only level 2 after all of that. Nice. Yeah. Sandalphon's 2H is pretty sizable. I love how the developer matches, it's so crazy because some games I've watched developers play matches and they have no idea what they're doing at all. And it's like kind of painful to watch sometimes. But on this one, honestly, like this dude is doing a real ass combo. Like there are competitive Lucilius players that aren't doing this route. He's like, which is really funny to see. Okay, we're approaching level 5 here, but he's already at 50%. He's been hit quite a lot. Oh, whoa, what was that? He got blade level there. What did he press? Oh, he just ripped it. He ripped Escary out there, bro. Like, okay, that's crazy. Might have been a mess up on shortcuts or something. You're cooked. Anime. Sandalphon, gonna be a pretty interesting character. A character that's gonna have a good amount of depth, just off of the fact that he has the different forms with the different elements. Like there are obviously gonna be people that bias towards using certain ones, and other people are gonna use other ones. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, so because Lucilius is gaining levels slower, that might increase the value of like 5U. That was something that doesn't have to get used that much right now as Lucilius, because you gain so much on block and whiff, like just throwing out stuff. So now maybe we'll see them lean into 5U a little bit more. The kind of force approaches from opponents. Yeah, so we see a good amount of gain there. Now we're at level 5. Again, same level 5 point as last time, around 50% health, right? Like if you die from 50% to level 5 Lucilius, it's like, okay, that's like, it was the 80%, 90% that was like really like backbreaking, right? The other thing that was really, really impactful about Lucilius was his supers. I don't know if they will actually showcase that. That is the other thing that was like really crazy, was that, he still has the 100%, he has the damage boost whenever he hits level 5. I don't know if that's still present or not, but that paired with the fact that he has a super that goes full screen and just is able to punish a lot of things, like made it so existing in neutral against this character, you weren't able to like really be proactive at all, because you always had to wait to see what the Lucilius is going to do. Are they going to throw out Iscariot and get a full combo off of it? Are they going to try to react to something that you do with super? You just kind of had to down back and kind of wait. And the Lucilius, on the other hand, since his cooldowns are so short, he's free to throw out Iblis and Phosphorus and all of these things to chip you down to make the job even easier for him. Meanwhile, you are just scared to death because you could die at any moment. And that moment appears to be now. Oh, whoa. So that move that I believe this is JU from Sandalphon. Guys, when we tested this at the demo at Frosty's, bro, this move is so ungodly active, bro. It's like actually crazy. It's like this move is ultra omega active. So we might see some really funny interactions happen with this move when the actual patch drops. But really, the Lucilius player was like explicitly looking for a jump in, so was ready with a well-timed 2H. I have a feeling though, in actual games where mental stack is the thing, bro, it's like people are gonna get stuffed by that move and they're gonna get frustrated. We get the win stand. So he takes 20% more damage here when he's in win stance. They told us that during the developer showcase. He takes 10% extra on any other form aside from wind, but wind takes 20% extra. Okay, 668. Shh. Nice. This should be a full cash out. Scripted, of course. Can't let Lucilius win in the dev match, bro. We gotta hype up the new character. Paradise Lost. Oh, yeah. So, Sandalphon is gonna be like one of those characters that is going to have to, like players are really gonna have to be careful. Obviously, 20% extra damage is a lot, especially against certain characters. Now we have no idea whether overall damage in the game is gonna be toned down. If maybe the percentage values are going to be less impactful. I can tell you right now that when taking extra damage, like all of the elements that he puts himself into, he takes 10% extra. But wind in particular is 20%, and that is it kind of makes sense given how strong wind is. For those of you who don't know, everyone, whenever his trailer originally dropped, they were freaking out about, oh my God, he has an air dash, right? Yeah, like an air dash is good. I'm not going to say that it's bad or anything like that, but it's an air dash without a hitbox. It's not like Grimnir dash or anything like that. I think the more important thing with this character whenever he's in wind stance is he gets a ground movement bonus. And so his walk and dash speed become extremely fast. And that paired with the fact that Sandalphon has pretty large buttons. From what we've seen, he has really, really large buttons. That means his screen control whenever he's in wind is going to be really, really oppressive, especially in certain matchups. And that's without talking about the extremely fast fireball and whatnot. And so him taking extra damage for that makes sense. I think someone did the calculation. They said when he's in wind, he essentially has 13k health, 13,300 health, which is actually even less effective HP than Seox and Avatar Belial. Because of course you have to factor in the fact that bravery penalty might play into that as well. We're not sure how those things overlay, if they stack multiplicatively, if it is cumulative instead. I'm not really sure how that interaction is going to happen, but he's going to die, right? Like him being wrong in wind stance, he's going to get punished really hard for that, and that makes sense given that it's going to be much harder to be incorrect in wind stance because of how large your buttons are and how fast your speed is. You're going to win neutral a lot in this form. And I think they wanted it to feel like, you can't just go into this with no risk. Interesting that they decided to add the penalty. They added the 10% penalty to the other elements. I really didn't think that they were going to do that. I thought they were just going to make him take a damage penalty for wind, and then the other forms he takes normal amounts of damage, because I don't think the other forms have any type of passive to compensate. Originally, we thought they were going to do like maybe every single element has different passive buffs. Like this one was movement speed. Maybe the earth form, he takes less damage, right? Maybe he gets a defense bonus and stuff like that. They didn't do that. They just said all the forms take extra damage and wind takes extra on top of that. And so that might have been a decision that was made based on playtests. I'm positive that they heard people talk about how ridiculous wind stance was, and that may or may not have influenced them going the extra mile and saying, we need to punish this a bit harder. Will we ever know? They'll never tell us, but that could be on us. What was hold on. EDTP. Yeah, that's one of the new changes. If you press H or UDP, it is now counter hit state instead of punish state, which means you take a ton of damage for that. Honestly, you should not. I mean, bro, DPing in wind stance is so dangerous for this character. 20% extra damage, and you're giving your opponent, like if you're wrong, you're giving your opponent slow down counter hit state on a close age punish. Like you're just gonna perish. So I don't think DPing while in wind is that advised. And so like I think the best Sandalphon players will be a little bit better at kind of managing like breakpoints. And what I mean by breakpoints is like based on the amount of health that he's at, can he survive? How many hits can he survive? Right, those breakpoints. And when it makes a difference between like, oh, I'm in wind. If I get hit while I'm in wind, I'm dead. But if I get hit in neutral, I'm not. Or hit by in another stance, like if they go to fire or earth or whatever. I think we're gonna see that there are players that actually do actively switch stances to avoid those potential disasters. Whereas some of the lower level players, I think, are going to go into wind and they're going to feel how fun it feels to dash around the screen and be super fast. And to that same effect, being wrong is going to be punished extremely heavily. So they're going to learn very quickly. Yeah, his extensions are actually crazy. Like, I don't know if you guys are seeing some of the routing chosen here, but he has multiple moves that just allow him to wall bounce. Like he takes EX Fireball in wind stance, wall bounce. He's doing EX Lariat for a pickup. We get a full combo after that. Another EX to cash out with another wall bounce. right? And then we're able to go into SSBA at the end. Like, this character's combo extensions are going to be absolutely crazy. Very much looking forward to what the like maximum damage routes and stuff look like, because at the end of the day, this is still a dev match. We're not going to get the really crazy grimy stuff until players get them into their hands fully. But even based on that, like I said, the dev match is like so much, like, they're so much better than they used to be, right? They used to be so bad. They used to be so bad about like making it look like actual gameplay. Now it doesn't look nearly as bad. So, but yeah, so that's where this video will end for those on YouTube. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Sandalphon and some of the changes that they revealed in season 2. And yeah, I'll be sure to see you guys in the next video. Until then.